So, okay, let's just set up the triple calm Featherfolk here, and let's see how that goes. Hey, what's up guys, TheJordude here, back again with another Shadowverse deck and gameplay video. On today's video, I want to feature a Haven's deck. Actually with Elana's Haven, I do want to feature that deck soon because it did make some improvements and it did get better in the meta. However, I haven't featured this Haven deck yet, so I want to do this first, and that is Sofina Amulet Haven. It's actually really similar to Elana's Haven because of course we see Elana's in this deck, and Elana's is going to play a big role in this deck. However, what's different is that this deck is running Sofina, obviously. So what you're doing is you're playing all these amulet cards. Like, you want the ideal curve would be like you go Calm Featherfolk on 1, you play Master Educator 2, Feather Sanctuary on 3, and then these will all pop on your turn 5, and then you drop Sofina. Sofina buffs all of them, and they make them harder to kill because they go and take 3 damage at a time. And then after that, you could like Elana's and buff them all up, and you just kind of snowball the board from there. So that's the main win condition with this deck. I would say this deck is a lot more high rolly, and you do want to get that kind of perfect curve. When you don't get that perfect curve, it's just a weaker version of Elana's Haven, although it still has a lot of the same stuff that Elana has. So you can go like double Elana's Prayer at some point, and then you have a bunch of healing. You have like the Elana healing, the Featherfolk healing, and all these different healing cards to make a big board, and you could hopefully win the game from there. But like I said, ideally what you want to do is kind of curve out your amulets and get a very early Sofina, and you should be able to snowball the board from there. Some things to note is that because this deck is running all of these like amulet cards and the Sofina, we had to make room and we had to remove a lot of the good cards from this deck, such as Yukali, the World, and those are just really good cards in the original Elana Haven deck. But with this list, you can't really fit it in because you're putting all this stuff in to support Sofina. So that's why I would recommend, if you are playing Haven and you want to do well with Haven, to just play the original Elana Haven build, which I will be featuring soon with the updated list. But if you wanted to play Sofina because you just really like Sofina or you like amulets, then you could go for this build. But yeah, if you have any recommendations on how you would make this deck any better, please feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more Shadowverse content. So enjoy the games guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Okay, I guess Dragoncraft. I think Dragoncraft, Discard Dragon might actually be hard because the 2 damage pings kind of just ignores, basically just ignores like the Sofina's effect. So they can actually probably clear our board on turn 5 if we have a Sofina. But yeah, let's go for it anyways. I think we'll just keep these double amulets. Try to make a Sofina on turn 6. But I want Golden Bell first. But we have the Sofina here. Actually, yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to Golden Bell and then go next turn double Calm Featherfolk. So the reason why is that I want these 2 Featherfolk to come out on the same turn. So I'm just going to have to delay my pop-off turn for the turn 6 instead of the turn 5. Oh wow, okay. I mean, let's just play 2 of these. Now playing this next one isn't as important because it's not coming out the same turn as the Sofina, but I could set it up if like that's the only play we have. But we could also just play the Elana this turn. If I Featherfolk this turn and then draw Elana's next turn, it will take up a lot of my board space. Elana is just a good card later on though in this matchup. So okay, let's just set up the triple calm Featherfolk here, and let's see how that goes. The Sofina Amulet's not that good, so there's no point playing it. My opponent, we don't know what it is. Could be like a Scar Dragon or... so if we do play the Featherfolk, it's actually going to pop the same turn on my turn 6. So I kind of like that. Yeah, my turn 6 is looking strong. I can't, if I play this Golden Bell, I'm going to be board locked next turn, so I don't want that to happen. So I'm just going to pass and float the 1 play point. Okay, my opponent's actually playing Ramp. That's actually good for me, because if he was playing Discard, like I said, it might be hard. But if he's playing Ramp, maybe he can't deal with my boards. Did we actually just drop a Sofina here? We could play Sofina here, and if he can't deal with it, it's kind of just something to do on curve, maybe. I want to play something this turn, I think. And if he is able to kill it, it doesn't really matter because we have a second one. But the Sofina effect will activate, like if the Sofina survives, it would be active with all these followers, so we're fine. I do want him to kill it though, because I would want the buffs on all my followers. If my opponent is playing like Titanic Showdown, he at least hasn't played a Showdown yet, so he's kind of slow. If he's just playing like one dragon a turn, it's fine. Garyu. The Forcer could actually deal with it, right? Okay, we have to play the Sofina, I think. We can evolve the Sofina because she's protected by all these ward followers now. So it's kind of hard for him to deal with. Although he's actually able to clear a lot of the stuff because this kills my 4-2 and then this hits things twice, right? Oh no, because he didn't have to air dragon up, that's right. Angelic Smite. The Angelic Smite is actually really huge here. But he just has all these hard removal with Curse Furs and stuff, so. Oh, there's the Elena's, nice. I was just going to say I need an Elena's here. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to play Golden Bell, like my board's is pretty cluttered. But I guess if he clears all this stuff, then I can set up a Golden Bell at some point. Angelic Smite again. Oh, but he didn't remove the Elena's, which is good. I mean, I guess I had so much pressure on the board. It's actually really hard for him to remove everything. He still can't remove everything. How much damage do we have, actually? We could play the Golden Bell plus Saintly Squeaks. Oh, that fills up my board. So I can't get Saintly Squeaks to gain Storm here. But I could go... I could play... I could heal with Justine and then play her in Golden Bell. That's 7 damage. Plus the one buff here is 9. 12... 15, 17. Okay, yeah, it's actually just lethal. I guess I would actually put a Fairy Sanctuary in first. Alright, we're going first against Forestcraft. We got the Golden Bell on one, that's pretty good. And we have the Elenas as well, but I think it's, like, we played Tortoise and we always pull Elenas from the turtle, so let's just mull back to Elenas actually and see if we can find maybe like we want to have Sofina, we want some amulets to set up for the Sofina, maybe. The thing with going first is that you can't evolve Eleanor's on turn 4, and then turn 5 you usually evolve as well. So like we can't really set the Eleanor's. It might actually be. It looks like it's probably going to be a Terraformer deck. Against Terraformer, we have quite a bit of ward followers, so I think we're slightly favored. However, we have less ward followers because we're playing the Amulet Haven version. I guess if we do find the Sofina though and get a board of like any kind of followers, Sofina does give the ward. So with that in mind, actually, I think I'm favored. The major prayers here is not it's actually pretty good, but the tortoise gets me Elena's. But I can't play Elena's on turn 4 anyways, so maybe the major purse is better here, just because I get to draw more cards. I could just go phase because I'm going to be able to heal this damage. Also, another thing to point out is that just by keeping the tortoise, maybe I could set up like a double ward turn, and the double ward turn just stops the Terraformer most of the time. Or it's definitely going to delay the Terraformer's damage, so he can't get like a turn 6 lethal on me. Makes a bump there. That makes sense actually. And Sweetling Wing Sarah. So I would only do this if I just want to be playing on curve here, but playing double 2s isn't too good. Unless I want to play another Master Educator this turn. I think I'd rather just set up the Eleanor's though. Maybe we just clear this. The 1-4 contested 2-1 pretty well, so I'm just going to hold that. We have triple Justine in our hand actually, which is actually not bad because I could just use the Justines and just fuse them into each other so that I get extra buff on the Eleanor's. Like next turn I could honestly just go Eleanor's plus double Justine 1 and then Justine the other one in. Justine actually gets ward at some point if 2 cards are fused. So I could actually, yeah, just commit to 1 Justine, fuse 2 Justines over 2 turns, and then get it to have ward. And that's just an additional ward, which is kind of useful. It looks like he's going to evolve here to trade, and then he's probably just getting out the amulet this turn. I'm pretty confident that we could stop a turn 6 Terraformer. We're also going first. Like on turn 6 we could just drop like Tortoise plus Stewart or something. Okay, so that makes more sense. So let's get this out. So do I need to fuse Justine this turn? When I'm thinking about it? Like turns... If I fuse Justine over 2 turns, it would be turn 7 that I could play Justine with, which is actually good because I could play Justine plus a 2-drop and get double wards that way. So I think it's actually worth fusing this turn. We can also fuse in the Seraph, but... Actually, yeah, we could fuse in the Seraph. We could get double. I want to trade like this, I think. So the problem is with this amount of power on the board, it dies to the Elf Queen. But if I buff it up, I'll have 2 and 5, so I'll have 7. He's going to do 6 damage with the Elf Queen, so it does stick. He would have to, I mean, he just evolves and trade it in, but is it worth it? Or do I maybe want to keep the Sweet Wing so that I could get another Eleanor's Prayer? That might be better, honestly. Because having this board survive the evolve ability of the Elf Queen isn't actually that beneficial to me, I think. Ooh, he drew the Colosseum on high. That feels bad. But he has the removal here. What's his Terraformer at? He fused 6 cards into it, so that 10. So 12 right now. If he fuses again, it'll be at 14 plus 16 plus Evo 18. So he can actually only do 18 damage next turn, right? Which he could still do just to put 18 damage on me, honestly. I think we just buff our board a bunch of times. I have to be careful for the world. Kind of just like this. I maybe could use an Evo to push an extra 2 damage, but I don't think it matters too much. Like, this is such a huge board. If he has the world here, he kills the 9-4, but he can't. The 7-7's still alive. I could probably just kill him next turn. He goes to 13, he trades here. Yeah, that's just lethal on board still. Yeah, because the best answer here is the world, which isn't good enough. I mean, maybe if it's a Primogen, he could heal up again. I still think we might have lethal still, even despite that. Chipper Skipper. He could Chipper Skipper evolve to push. Okay. So this is 7, 10. I have 1 healing here. There's 12 plus my Evo is 14, so that's just lethal still. We could have also just evolved this, play the Elenas. We're actually over lethal. Oh yeah, and we also have the Colosseum on high buff, so it was like way over lethal.